Welcome back to my YouTube channel Old Quarter $U.S.A. United States. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of rare and valuable American 1-cent coins. From historic designs to hidden treasures, these tiny pennies can sometimes be worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. Coin collectors and investors across America are always searching for rare P, D, and S MintMark coins, unusual color shades, minting errors, and old dirty condition coins that may secretly hold incredible value. Some ordinary-looking pennies found in pocket change have shocked collectors with unbelievable auction prices. So before you spend that old 1-cent coin, make sure you watch until the end, because you could be holding a small fortune right in your hands. Top 1. The United States of America 1 penny 1965 No Mint Mark Liberty 1 cent is one of the most interesting and widely collected American coins in the history of modern U.S. currency. This famous coin belongs to the long-running Lincoln cent series that first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The 1965 penny was produced during an important time in American coin history because the United States Mint was facing a nationwide coin shortage. Millions of Americans were saving silver coins, and the government needed to produce large numbers of coins quickly for circulation. Because of this emergency, the Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. That is why the 1965 penny has no mint mark, even though most of these coins were actually struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The obverse side of the coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head appears the word Liberty, while the date, 1965, is placed on the right side. The national motto, In God We Trust, curves along the top edge. The reverse side displays the classic wheat-free Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo, showing the memorial building in Washington, D.C., with the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum around it, while the denomination 1 cent appears boldly at the bottom. The Lincoln Memorial design remained on pennies from 1959 until 2008, making the 1965 penny part of one of the most recognized American coin series ever created. The 1965 No Mint Mark penny was struck in extremely large numbers because the U.S. Mint was trying to solve the coin shortage crisis. More than 2 billion pennies were produced during that year, making it one of the highest mintage Lincoln cents of the 1960s. These coins were made primarily from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them the traditional reddish-brown appearance collectors love. Each coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Even though billions were made, collectors still search for high-grade examples with strong luster, original red color, and error varieties. Many circulated coins turned brown over time due to oxidation, while better-preserved examples kept their bright red shine. Coin collectors often classify these pennies into 3 color categories. Red-brown and brown fully red coins in mint condition are considered much more valuable than worn brown examples. The edge of the coin is smooth, unlike quarters or dimes that have reeded edges. Because there is no mint mark, many beginners mistakenly think their coin is rare, but the absence of the mint mark is actually normal for 1965 pennies. However, some rare error coins from this year can be worth significant money, especially double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. These rare minting mistakes make the 1965 penny exciting for treasure hunters and coin roll searchers. One reason the 1965 penny remains popular is its connection to the dramatic changes happening in American coinage during the mid-1960s. In 1965, the U.S. government officially removed silver from dimes and quarters because silver prices were rising too high. While pennies remained copper-based, the overall change in coin composition created public interest in saving coins from circulation. Many Americans began collecting coins during this era, believing older coins might become valuable in the future. The Lincoln penny became especially popular because it was affordable and easy to find. Children often started coin collecting by searching through penny jars and pocket change for unusual dates or errors. Today, the 1965 penny is still commonly found in circulation, coin albums, and inherited collections. Although ordinary circulated examples are usually worth only a few cents, uncirculated pieces can command much higher prices depending on grade and condition. Coins graded MS-65 red or better by professional grading companies are highly sought after by Lincoln cent enthusiasts. Certain error varieties from 1965 have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in auctions. Collectors examine details like die cracks, doubling on letters, misaligned strikes, and unusual coloring to determine if a coin may be valuable. The growing popularity of social media and YouTube coin hunting videos has also increased interest in old pennies, encouraging more people to check their spare change for hidden treasures. The historical importance of the 1965 no-mint-mark penny goes beyond simple monetary value. It represents a period when the United States Mint was under pressure to modernize coin production and stabilize the economy. During this time, vending machines, banks, and businesses needed massive quantities of coins to keep commerce functioning smoothly. The decision to remove mint marks was intended to discourage collectors from hoarding newly released coins. Government officials believed that collectors searching for rare mint marks were contributing to the shortage problem. As a result, all pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters produced from 1965 through 1967 carried no mint marks regardless of where they were made. This policy created a unique chapter in U.S. numismatic history. The 1965 penny also symbolizes the durability of the Lincoln cent design, which survived numerous economic and political changes over decades. For many Americans, these pennies evoke nostalgia because they were commonly used during the 1960s for candy, newspapers, and everyday purchases. Coin collectors often enjoy studying the tiny details of Lincoln cents because each year can reveal subtle design differences, die varieties, or striking characteristics. Even today, experts continue discovering new era varieties among 1965 pennies, proving that common-looking coins can still contain surprises. Whether found in an old coin jar, inherited collection, or pocket change, the 1965 no-mint-mark Lincoln penny remains an iconic piece of American history and one of the most beloved coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Next top 2. The United States of America 1 penny 1971 D Mint Mark Liberty 1 cent is an important and highly recognizable coin from the famous Lincoln cent series of American coinage. This coin was produced by the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small D mint mark located below the date on the obverse side of the coin. The Lincoln penny series began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of symbolic artwork. By 1971, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most widely used and collected coins in the United States. The front side of the 1971 D penny shows Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's portrait appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" is placed to the left of the portrait. The date, 1971, and the small D mint mark are located on the right side. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. This reverse design was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and remained on pennies until 2008. On the reverse, the words "United States of America" appear at the top, "E pluribus unum" is written above the memorial, and the denomination 1 cent is displayed prominently at the bottom. If carefully examined with magnification, the tiny seated statue of Abraham Lincoln can even be seen inside the Lincoln Memorial, making this design one of the most detailed ever used on a circulating American coin. The 1971 D Lincoln penny was struck in enormous quantities because pennies were essential for everyday American commerce during the early 1970s. The Denver Mint produced more than 2.9 billion pennies that year, making it one of the highest mintage coins of the decade. These coins were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them their classic reddish appearance and solid metallic feel. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Because they circulated heavily in stores, vending machines, restaurants, and banks, most surviving examples today show wear, scratches, and dark brown toning caused by decades of handling and oxidation. However, collectors still search for high-grade uncirculated examples that retain their original mint luster and bright red color. Coin grading companies categorize these pennies into color designations such as red brown, and brown fully red uncirculated examples are considered the most valuable because their surfaces remain close to their original appearance from the mint. While ordinary circulated 1971 D pennies are usually worth only a small amount above face value, superb mint state examples with strong strikes and flawless surfaces can sell for much higher prices. Some certified high-grade specimens have achieved impressive auction results due to their rarity in perfect condition. Coin collectors also pay attention to strike quality because many 1971 D pennies were weakly struck due to heavy production demands at the Denver Mint. The 1971 D penny is also famous among collectors because of the possibility of rare mint errors and varieties. Error coins are created when mistakes occur during the minting process, making them unusual and sometimes extremely valuable. Collectors often search for double die varieties, where letters or numbers appear doubled because of errors in the die creation process. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and coins struck on incorrect metal blanks are other types of errors that can dramatically increase value. Some 1971 D pennies display repunched mint marks or minor doubling on the inscriptions, attracting interest from Lincoln cent specialists. Because billions of coins were produced, the chances of minting errors naturally increased, creating exciting opportunities for treasure hunters searching through old coin jars and rolls from banks. Many people enjoy examining these pennies under magnification in hopes of discovering a hidden rarity worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The rise of coin collecting videos and online numismatic communities has increased interest in searching Lincoln cents for valuable varieties. Even though most 1971 D pennies are common, the excitement of possibly finding an error keeps collectors interested in this classic coin. Some collectors specifically build complete Lincoln Memorial cent collections that include every date and mint mark combination from 1959 through 2008, making the 1971 D penny an essential part of the series. Historically, the 1971 D penny represents an important era in American culture and economics. During the early 1970s, the United States experienced inflation, social change, and growing industrial expansion. Pennies remained an important part of daily life because small purchases still commonly used 1-cent coins. Candy, newspapers, soft drinks, and many household items could still be bought for relatively low prices compared to modern times. The Denver Mint worked continuously to produce enough pennies to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. This period also came before the major composition change of the Lincoln cent in 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched from mostly copper coins to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper prices. As a result, the 1971 D penny belongs to the beloved solid copper era that many collectors prefer because of the coin's heavier weight and rich metallic appearance. Over time, these older copper pennies have gained additional popularity among collectors and investors interested in historical U.S. coinage. Many people save pre-1982 copper pennies because they contain more copper metal than modern pennies. The 1971 D Lincoln penny therefore holds both historical and collectible significance. Whether discovered in an inherited collection, old piggy bank, or pocket change, this coin continues to connect people with American history, the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and the fascinating world of coin collecting. For beginners and experienced numismatists alike, the 1971 D 1-cent coin remains a classic symbol of everyday American currency and an enduring reminder of the rich history behind even the smallest denomination in the United States monetary system. Next, top 3. The United States of America 1 penny 1978 D Mint Mark Liberty 1 cent is a classic American Lincoln cent that represents an important part of everyday United States coinage during the late 20th century. This coin was produced at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark found below the date on the front side of the coin. The Lincoln Penny series began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first regular circulating American coin to feature a real historical figure. By 1978, the Lincoln cent had already become one of the most recognized and widely used coins in the world. The obverse side of the 1978 D penny displays the right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Across the top edge appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" is positioned on the left side of Lincoln's portrait. The year, 1978, and the small D mint mark are shown on the right side. The reverse side carries the famous Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. Introduced in 1959 for the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, this reverse design remained in use until 2008. The reverse includes the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 cent. If viewed carefully with magnification, the tiny seated statue of Abraham Lincoln can actually be seen inside the Lincoln Memorial, making it one of the most detailed designs ever used on a circulating coin in American history. The 1978 D Lincoln penny was struck in extremely large quantities because pennies were still heavily used in daily commerce throughout the United States. The Denver Mint produced more than 4.2 billion pennies in 1978, making it one of the highest mintage Lincoln cents ever created. These coins were composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the traditional bronze alloy used before the composition changed in 1982. Each coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. The edge is plain and smooth, unlike the reeded edges found on dimes and quarters. Because these coins circulated widely in stores, vending machines, banks, and restaurants, most surviving examples today show signs of wear, discoloration, scratches, and brown toning caused by decades of use and exposure to air. However, collectors still search for high-grade uncirculated examples that retain strong mint luster and original red coloring. Numismatists classify these pennies into different color categories, including red-red-brown and brown-brilliant red. Examples are considered the most desirable because they preserve the coin's original appearance from the mint. Coins graded in very high mint state conditions by professional grading companies can sometimes sell for impressive prices despite the coin's common date. Collectors also study strike quality carefully because some 1978 D pennies were weakly struck due to the enormous production pressure placed on mint equipment during that era. The 1978 D penny is especially interesting to collectors because of the possibility of rare mint errors and die varieties. Even though billions were made, unusual mistakes created during production can make certain coins highly valuable. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, resulting in unusual appearances that attract collectors. Some examples include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, cuds, broad strikes, and coins struck on incorrect metal blanks. Collectors often examine the date, mint mark, and lettering closely with magnifying tools, searching for signs of doubling or repunched mint marks. Because so many 1978 D pennies were struck, the chances of minting mistakes increased naturally, making coin roll hunting an exciting hobby for many people. Some rare error examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. The popularity of coin collecting videos and online numismatic communities has encouraged many beginners to search through jars of old pennies looking for hidden treasures. While most 1978 D pennies are only worth face value in circulated condition, the possibility of finding a rare error or perfectly preserved specimen keeps collector interest strong. Many Lincoln cent collectors build complete sets including every date and mint mark, making the 1978 D penny an essential piece in Lincoln memorial collections. Historically, the 1978 D 1-cent coin reflects a fascinating period in American economic and cultural history. During the late 1970s, the United States was experiencing inflation, changing technology, and economic challenges connected to energy crises and rising prices. Pennies remained important because small-value cash purchases were still common in everyday life. A single penny could still contribute meaningfully to transactions involving candy, newspapers, postage, and vending machines. The Denver Mint worked continuously to produce enough cents to meet national demand. This era also came shortly before the major composition change in 1982, when rising copper prices forced the United States Mint to switch from mostly copper pennies to copper-plated zinc coins. Because of this, the 1978 D penny belongs to the beloved, solid copper era of Lincoln cents that many collectors and investors prefer for their heavier weight and traditional metallic composition. Some people even save pre-1982 copper pennies because the copper value inside the coins became increasingly attractive over time. Beyond its metal content, the 1978 D penny represents a connection to American history, daily commerce, and the long legacy of Abraham Lincoln on United States coinage. Whether found in an old collection, inherited from family members, or discovered in circulation, this coin continues to fascinate collectors of all ages. For beginners, it offers an affordable introduction to numismatics, while experienced collectors appreciate its role within the larger Lincoln cent series. The 1978 D Lincoln penny remains a timeless symbol of American currency and an enduring reminder that even the smallest coin can carry rich historical significance.